Hello, EKN Nation. Time to kick off our coverage of this coming weekend's United States Pro Kart Series Ohio Grand Prix. My name is Rob Howden, joined by David Cole for the OutLap Preview Podcast, episode number 111. It is August the 4th, 2026. The event coming this weekend, August 7th to 9th, down at the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati in Batavia, Ohio. This show, this OutLap, to kick off our EKN Trackside coverage, brought to you by Velocity Racing. What brand is known around the world for its innovation and success? It is Kart. Velocity Racing is the USA distribution and official race team for the Sodi brand. The French manufacturer Kart is a leader within the karting industry, offering a wide range of products and services. Visit velocityracing.com to learn more about the Kart chassis or call 407-270-3042 to become part of the Velocity Racing Network today. Kart, the world leader in the karting industry. David Cole, you are out of the frying pan into the fire. SCUSA Summer Nationals at Newcastle, RMC Trophy Final at Newcastle. Back-to-back weekends, heading down to MCC, the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati this weekend. USPKS back on tap.
Have we talked about where you got that phrase from?
Which one's that? Back-to-back jacks?
No. Out of the
frying pan into the fire?
Yes.
I don't know. It's a well-known phrase.
Is it?
Well, I'm old.
I've heard you say it millions of times. I'm just trying to figure out if we have a root of where it came from.
I'll do a Google search on that.
I digress. Yes, that just caught me off guard there. So yeah, getting ready. Weekend 3 of the 3-weekend trip, heading to MCC, Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati. The second half begins for the USPKS program in 2026 with the final 2 events in the state of Ohio. Unfortunate for me as we head into football season.
Go Blue!
But heading to the Cincinnati facility first for round 3. It's we had round 2 at Newcastle just basically about a month ago.
Yep.
And great racing all weekend long. Again, one main event on Sunday to kind of settle the score, but championships up for grabs in all the categories.
Yeah, 14th season for the championship. Started back in 2013, so a big season in 2027, celebrating the 15th anniversary of the USPKS. 14th season of the program, as David mentioned, third round of a 4-round championship. Dave, I'll let you talk about this one because I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be out in Portland this weekend for the USF Pro Championships with USF 2000, USF Pro 2000, supporting the IndyCar race out there. We're going to be hot. The Pacific Northwest is going to be high 80s, 90s with some of that smoke from the fires up north. What do you got for weather down in Cincinnati?
Yeah, we're getting some of that smoke again in the Michigan region right now. Okay. So hopefully it doesn't go down towards Cincinnati, or if it does, maybe it'll dissipate the rain that's in the forecast for the weekend. 51% chance on Friday with a high of 85, a 59% chance with a high of 84 on Saturday, and Sunday's only 24% chance, but it's going to be hotter at 86. On the positive side, it does say it's supposed to be scattered showers and thunderstorms, so I guess that's a positive, but it could be more chaotic for the competitors trying to go back and forth.
True.
If it was dry out and then rain again and dry out and rain again. I know this past weekend for Cup Karts North America Summer Nationals, it was chaotic weather down there all last weekend. So it could be a repeat of that coming up this weekend for USPKS.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully you'll get lucky and you'll get some dry racing. But again, you talked about the fact mechanics going back and forth from dry to wet. That is not fun throughout an entire weekend. Into the event notes section, track not quite a mile long with the extension they had a number of years ago. They'll run in the national counterclockwise direction. Track actually has been around for quite a while, really only a big part of the national karting scene, probably over the last 3 to 4 to 5 years. The Bailiff family and their partners took over the facility in 2020. David, let's talk about the track itself, those 16 turns. I finally got my first opportunity to go there for the SCUSA Spring Nationals. It's a beautiful place for sure.
Yeah, it was again supposed to be a country club, a place where people could go make laps and enjoy themselves. Now it's become a full on motorsports facility, and but still has that country club feel to it with again the member clubhouse and the amenities around it. Again, I compare it with the fencing that's around it to Ocala Grand Prix. Others, what did you compare it to? I forgot what you said.
I can't remember what I thought it was.
And you said something different.
It had a Mid-Ohio feel to it.
Mid-Ohio, there you go.
With all the wood fencing and just the older building, the way the buildings had that kind of feel. It reminded me a little more of Mid-Ohio, which is there you go. Another Ohio facility. There you go.
Well, these are the only two good things about the state of Ohio, actually. Well, I digress. But
season's around the corner.
Yeah, it's a very challenging circuit, and especially with the extension that was completed a few years ago. Yeah. That is where the grip is. That is where you'll see the rubber buildup. That's where you'll see drivers kind of struggle with not only the turns, the grip, but the little bit of bumps that have been created over the last couple of years with under the braking. So a very challenging circuit, not an easy track to navigate for sure.
No doubt. USPKS, their third time to the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati. They're back in 2023 and 24 as well. Dave, let's go through the event schedule. Give us a little look at when we're going to be on track and what sessions take place, what days.
Unofficial practice begins on Thursday and will run all day Thursday, with the exception of the Masters categories. USPKS announced a couple weeks ago that they have put a ban on Thursday practice for the Masters divisions. It's something they're trying out, seeing if it's a positive, if it's a negative. That's what they have done. Numbers-wise, it's still the same. In terms of that, we'll dive into that in the next segment. But yeah, that's new for the schedule. It'll continue Friday with official practice, 4 rounds, including happy hour to line everybody up for qualifying at the end of the day. 2 rounds of heat races after the warm-up on Saturday morning, 12 laps for each, 10 laps for the cadet division. Super heat later in the afternoon will be 15 laps, 13 for cadet, and those races will set the grids for the main events on Sunday morning. 20 lap distance for the main events, with cadet drivers going 18.
Yeah, just to warm up the mains though on Sunday, Dave. It got to be a shorter day, right? Which is kind of cool.
Main events begin, I think it said 9:30 on the schedule. So that's if we don't have any B mains, which I don't think we do based on the numbers. And I think they'll just kind of keep it that way. So we'll have to see what happens with trackside registration.
There you go. The opening circuit of the OutLap is done. Episode number 111. We get back after this quick break. We'll get back at this preview of the United States Pro Kart Series Ohio Grand Prix coming this weekend at the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati. After this break, we'll have a look at the numbers here for the USPKS event. All over the karting world, everyone knows OTK is the gold standard for quality and performance. In the United States, OTK USA is the source for all things OTK. 8 brands under the OTK USA banner are winning races and championships across the country in national programs like the Rock Cup USA Florida Winter Tour, the Challenge of the Americas, the SCUSA Pro Tour and Winter Series, the United States Pro Kart Series, and even more programs throughout the country. And OTK products are also front and center on the podium of club and regional races from coast to coast. Tony Kart, Cosmic, Prix, EOS, and Red Speed have been joined by the Gallard, LN Racing Kart, and CS55 brands. To learn more about a specific product line or to find the OTK USA dealer near you, visit otkusa.com. Specific chassis territories are still available, so kart shops interested in adding a winning component to their product lineups can contact OTK USA directly. OTK, the gold standard of karting.
Welcome to AIM Sports and the groundbreaking Micron 6 karting data logger. Since its inception, AIM Sports has been at the forefront of motorsport technology, revolutionizing how racers gather data. From its early days, AIM has tailored its innovations to provide precise insights, allowing racers to fine-tune their strategies and push their limits. Fast forward to today, and we're excited to celebrate 30 years of Micron by introducing the latest evolution in karting data loggers, the Micron 6. Designed with cutting-edge features, including 25 Hz GPS with mil-spec precision, a 6-axis inertial platform, shift lights and alarms, temperature inputs, and a host of wired and wireless expansions. With 2 CAN buses, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi, it's perfect for karting enthusiasts looking to enhance their game on the track. With its advanced suite of sensors, high-speed data acquisition, and easy-to-use interface, the Micron 6 delivers unparalleled performance on track. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, this powerful tool helps you analyze every turn, every lap, even every heartbeat. Imagine a tool that not only records your lap times, but also analyzes parameters like speed, tire temperature, driver inputs, and engine performance. With the Micron 6, you'll gain insights that can shave seconds off your times and elevate your skills behind the wheel. Don't just drive, be data-driven. Join the AIM Sports community today and equip yourself with the Micron 6 to take your karting experience to the next level. Visit aimsports.com to learn more. AIM Sports, 30 years of Micron.
Welcome back to episode number 111 of the EKN OutLap, kicking off our EKN Trackside coverage for this coming weekend's event for the United States Pro Kart Series, the Ohio Grand Prix at the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati on August 7th to the 9th. Into our By the Numbers segment, Dave Cole, Trackhouse opener 219, Newcastle 208, 171 pre-entries coming into this weekend. We've seen kind of a decline of all the major series, dropping off a number of entries here in the mid part of the season, towards the end of the national season for some of the series. Not surprising, I guess, to see a bit of a dip here, but 171, man, that's a tough drop from 208 at Newcastle.
Yeah, again, not too bad. It could be worse. That's how you got to look at it.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we expected when we looked at the schedule. Again, we're 3 weeks in. So a lot of the teams will be 3 weeks, if not more weeks in. You've had a lot of racing happening in July, and including last weekend, again, Summer Nationals at MCC.
Yep.
You had the Florida Karting Championship down at the Bushnell facility last weekend. Obviously, Rotax was at Newcastle. You had a lot of racing elsewhere. So again, we're rolling into the month of August, as we said in our podcast earlier in the day. School starting too. That's another factor. People making sure their kids are going to school, so that could be part of it as well. I think that's maybe one of the reasons for the lower numbers in micro and mini.
Yeah, I lean a lot into what you're saying about just the amount of racing, because it really the drop essentially comes in 3 categories. Right, Mini Swift 26 at Newcastle, 26 here, 18 X30 juniors at Newcastle, 18 here. In fact, 18 in all 3 races. Only 1 drop in X30 Pro, couple drop it in the Masters, in the KA Masters, but they went up in Super Masters. The big drops again: Micro Swift dropping 12 from 28 down to 16, KA Junior from 40 down to 31, and KA Senior from 53 down to 38. So, minus 15 drivers, almost identical to what we saw at the SCUSA Pro Tour Summer Nationals, where that big drop off in the KA Senior category. That KA Senior category at Newcastle for Summer Nats used to be 50 plus, and we're seeing the same drop in KA Senior. I wonder if we haven't had time to pull all the people out, but it could be the same people that just aren't running these 2 big races in July and August.
That's the hard part. Again, just so many different factors: where the races are, when the races are, how many races have you done already? Are we still on budget? Do we want to follow the championship? People who aren't in the championship might not go to the final race or the final 2 races. Again, it's just a lot of different factors to kind of go over. And that's again the hardest part. Like talking with people this past weekend, there's just no pinpoint reason as to why the numbers are what they are. There's just different factors. So again, like you said, at least it's for only a couple categories that there are big drops, but the rest of them are pretty much par for the rest of the season.
KA Senior is still the biggest category at 38, 31 in KA Junior, 26 in the Mini Swift category, both of the X30 categories at 18 with Pro and Junior. So And again, Pro Shifter up 1 from the first round at Trackhouse, 9 Pro Shifters, 3 in the Master Shifter category. So, indeed, 171 pre-entries coming in. Get some walk-ups, potentially get up to that 180 mark. We'll see where they line up for. But there you have it, folks. There's your by the numbers. When we get back from this break, we're going to dive right in. Time to go class-by-class previews for this coming weekend's Ohio Grand Prix, the third stop of the United States Pro Kart Series, X30 Pro and Pro Shifter after this break. Motor mounts. They keep your engine attached to your chassis, right? The answer is they're much more important than that. Your motor mount is critical in transferring 100% of the power from your engine through to your tires and the racetrack. You need this to get on the podium each and every time you race. Odenthal Racing Products is here for you, providing the best motor mounts on the karting market today, all designed to make sure you're using all the horsepower you pay for. Odenthal Racing Products is a family-owned and operated business with decades of karting experience in providing products with unmatched quality and value for our racing community. The Pro Series mount for 2-cycle engines, which is available in 0, 5, and 8-degree inclinations, provides a rigid structure to help keep vibration to a minimum without adding too much weight to your setup. The 4-cycle Easy Set system is one of the most popular mounts for the Briggs & Stratton 206 power plant. Multiple mounting holes provide the most adjustability depending on your chassis and seat placement. To ensure a tight fit to your chassis, our ORP wedge clamps get the job done, and they feature a number of design updates to provide a lower profile and lighter weight. The clamps are available from 28mm to 32mm in both standard and Euro style sizes. And now, Odenthal has also revolutionized the karting industry with its new Easy GP camera mounting system. Designed to mount anywhere on your chassis with 1 or 2 cameras, the ORP Easy GP camera mount is your solution to capture that onboard winning moment. Head to odenthalracing.com and find a dealer near you. Odenthal Racing Products, proudly made in the USA. History, success, family. Those are the 3 words that can describe Comet Kart Sales, one of the longest tenured karting businesses in the United States. The family-owned operation located just outside of Indianapolis has provided karts, parts, and services for thousands of racers in the near 6 decades of business. Their online store features everything you need, continually adding new parts to their product line. From full karting packages, new engines, spare or replacement parts, and safety gear, find it all at CometKartSales.com. Their Comet Racing Engine service has won multiple major events and championships over decades of karting and continues to offer the best trackside service in the industry, specializing in IAME X30, IAME Swift, and other 2-cycle power plants. Make sure to head to CometKartSales.com or call them at 317-462-3413 to be part of the Comet Kart Sales family today. Back at it here at the EKN OutLap, kicking off our coverage of this coming weekend's USPKS Ohio Grand Prix at the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati, episode 111 of the OutLap. Rob Howden here alongside David Cole. David, X30 Pro, presented by Rawlson Performance Group. In the by the numbers, we talked about the fact there's 18 entries. Winners of the first 2 rounds, Paulie Massimino and Donovan Bonilla. It is Massimino leading the championship chase into round number 3, but Jake True right there, David, only 74 points back.
Yeah, a tight little battle between 2 friends, off the track. Drew and Massimino are good friends. They've worked together a number of times outside the track house facility. But on track, definitely rivals, but professional in that. They have plenty of, we haven't ever really seen them get together or have any issues on track. 74 points separating those 2 drivers. It should be a good little battle over the next 2 rounds.
Blake Nash back by 128, coming off almost winning the RMC Trophy Final in the Senior Max category. Davin Roberts coming off a fantastic weekend, Dave, at the SCUSA Summer Nationals, coming away with a pre-final victory. Ryan Raffa, very strong last weekend in the Road Tax event as well. But your notes saying here that Ryan Raffa not in the on the entry list this weekend.
Yeah, not on the entry list, so not expected to see him unless he's going to be a track entry. But yeah, impressive performance by him at the Road Tax weekend. Again, led in the main events. That's phenomenal against the top competition that was there.
Maybe only 18 drivers in X30 Pro, but my goodness, what a field, right? You throw James Overbeck in there, who's had a good season so far. Donovan Meany has won some races, won a KA race at the Summer Nats. John Antonino's been strong. Finnegan Bailiff, of course, knows that racetrack. It is his home track. He's able to drive there whenever he wants as part of Trinity Karting Group. Alan Isambard back as well. Eli Warren, Max Weiland. It could be an all-star field. There's a lot of great drivers here in the X30 Pro class.
Well, as you said, we had 2 winners already with Massimino and Bonilla, and we could have a third. Antonino was that close to picking up the win at Newcastle, but the contact between him and Massimino took them out of the running, allowed Bonilla to come through with the victory. So Antonino knows this racetrack, could be one to add a third name. As you said, Nash coming off the momentum from last week.
Gavin Roberts got some momentum, big time momentum.
Again, you just don't know with this category. I think it's going to be tight racing. I don't think, again, with the way the racetrack is, if you're set up perfectly, that's the only way you're going to be able to break away.
Yeah, I agree. It's a tough place to get away. Pro Shifter up next, presented by Velocity Racing. 9 entries coming in. Adrian Renauded and Billy Musgrave, winners of the first 2 rounds. Renauded, the point leader, coming in. Justin White sitting in second. Gavin Bailiff in third. Miles Danoff in fourth. And Jay Irwin rounding out the top 5. Davis, run us through the lineup of the 9 guys as no Miles Danoff and no Jay Irwin.
Yeah, Danoff not on the entry list, so maybe not continuing the season for him. Irwin wasn't at Newcastle, but still sits 5th in the championship after the Trackhouse weekend. He's not on the entry list. I don't believe PSL Karting will be there. So that kind of leaves 3 drivers for the title chase with Renaudin, White, and Bailiff right there. Bailiff's got some work to do, 266 points back, but it is his home racetrack. So that could be the positive for him. He could be able to gain a bunch of points with a weekend sweep, but Renaudin knows this racetrack very well. It'll be good to see the return of Marcus Kayak back in the USA. The driver for Formula K with Macron Motorsports is going to be making his second start on the season after a unfortunate DNF in the main event at Newcastle after contact with Bailiff, where essentially Bailiff did a massive bump and run that destroyed the rear bumper of Kayaks.
Is that right then?
Kart.
Yeah. Macron Motorsports, the new Formula K importer and distributor. 3 drivers in the field: Jonathan Ocasio and Ian Quinn as well. Not surprising. Trinity Karting Group, the local team, the Bailiff family team. Matteo Pappas and Riley Pegram, part of that program as well. David, so it should be interesting to see.
Is it 3, 3, and 3? We have 3 drivers for 3 teams.
3 Carblos, 3 Trinity, 3 Macron. You're right.
There you go.
Indeed.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that till you started going over. I'm like, oh wait, that makes sense now. Quinn could be a shocker as well too. He's done the Pro Shifter stuff the last couple of years. I think it was MCC in 2025 when he was right there as one of the top contenders. So so different guys could be in the mix. We could have a third different winner.
That's it. After another break, we come back on the other side. KA Senior, X30 Junior, KA Junior. Those will be the 3 categories we dive into on the preview for this coming weekend's United States Pro Kart Series Ohio Grand Prix. Ready to step up your game? Joining the Rawlison Performance Group is the obvious choice to take your racing to the next level. Industry-leading driver development is provided by our staff of multi-time national champions, Super Nationals winners, and Team USA members. And at the same time, RPG continues to be a national-level powerhouse race team. Our goal is to help you raise your game and win races. We work with all age groups and are focused on developing those cadet and junior drivers who are ready to take the next step in their racing program. Rawlson Performance Group has set a new standard with our in-house engine program, AVP Engines, headed by Alex Vincent. AVP has become the benchmark in IAME competition. We have the largest OTK inventory that follows our race team, providing trackside parts at all the major events in North America. RPG also offers multilingual support with French, Spanish, and Portuguese-speaking staff. If you want to fight for championships or want to improve your skills and your chances to win, the answer is to call RPG at 503-260-4514. The Rawlson Performance Group. We race to win.
The karting championship that's taken Europe by storm and helped launch today's top open-wheel stars is now in the United States. Introducing Champions of the Future America. Champions of the Future America is a 9-round series that welcomes drivers across multiple classes, including Mini, KA100, and X30. Champions of the Future America tours 2 of the Southwest's premier karting facilities, K1 Circuit in Southern California and Spring Mountain Karting Complex in Nevada. Drivers will compete across 8 unique track layouts in pursuit of a prize pool valued at over $130,000. The ultimate reward? Our X30 Pro champion will win an all-expenses-paid trip to France for a 3-day Formula 4 training camp at the legendary Winfield Racing School at Circuit Paul Ricard. Learn more about Champions of the Future America. Register now at championskartingamerica.com. That's championskartingamerica.com.
Back at it with the OutLap Preview Podcast, kicking off our coverage for this coming weekend's USPKS event down at the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati. Rob Howden here with David Cole. KA Senior, presented by Brandon Jarsacrack Racing, the biggest field on the weekend. 38 drivers pre-entered. Winners so far, Aiden Levy and Paulie Massimino, but it is James Overbeck with the point lead coming into the weekend. 26 markers over Massimino. Caden McQueen sits third, Brandon Lemke in fourth, and Connor Ferris fifth. Dave, let's have a look at the grid of drivers. A lot of guys here. When I started highlighting, there is a ton of top talent in this KA class.
There is, Rob. But the question is, would you take Paulie Massimino or the field going into this weekend? I'm looking at this again. They dominated Newcastle.
They did.
Didn't quite have, just missed out. I think it was a penalty that took away the win at Trackhouse. Coming off, I believe he took a win at the championship at the Pro Tour in KA Senior. Which would you take, Field or Massimino?
As much as I'd like to say, you know what, call it easy and give Paulie the props, I'd probably go with the Field.
Yeah.
Only because you got Donovan Badia coming off a KA win at the Summer Nats as well. Isaac Malkit coming off a win at the RMC Trophy Final. There's a lot of guns here. 100% Paulie Massimino is going to be the guy to beat, but there's a lot of good drivers. Let's put it this way coming in, and it's a track, as you said, kind of tough to pass on. There's going to be some argy-bargy. There's going to be some contact. You know what? The race officials are going to have to not lock that down. And if weather does come, David, it's going to open things up for a guy like a Caden McQueen to potentially come to the forefront. Some of these guys with lots of wet weather experience.
You took exactly where I was going with that, because I was going to say, we're talking wet weather.
Yeah.
You might not put the money on Massimino. I would go with the field. McQueen's a perfect example. AJ Myers loves the rain. He's been quick. He just hasn't quite had the luck. Is Overbeck a better rain racer than Massimino? Yeah. I don't know. This is something we may have to kind of divulge and see over the Saturday heat racing.
For James Overbeck Racing, isn't this kind of his home track? Does he kind of base out of the track a little bit, James?
Yeah, he does there. He does also at OVKA.
Yeah,
Camden. Camden, G&J Raceway. Yep. So this is a home race for him. That is a positive. He's had some success there. I don't believe he had the weekend he wanted to for the spring nationals back in June. But again, I think the field is definitely the better bet in terms. You just said a bunch of names. Mateo Rubio Luengo could be in the mix as well. I think the weather is going to be the biggest part of it. Eli Warren, another close to home drive. He's done very well at this racetrack as well. So probably anywhere between 10 and 15 guys that could be in the mix, especially with the weather.
Don't count out Max Weiland. Peyton Phillips is coming back, right? Mick Gabriel, Connor Ferris. There's a lot of guys in this field that are ready to put the hammer down for sure.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how Malkit comes back. Obviously, with the high of taking the Rotax Grand Finals ticket and the win last weekend at Newcastle, how he bounces off of that. How does he continue that momentum, or does he have a little bit of a dip with the big high that he just had?
Let's go to X30 Junior, presented by Speed Concepts Racing. 18 entries in both the X30 Junior and X30 Senior categories. The winners so far on the season in X30 Junior, Nathan Goldfuss and Travis Pettit. Pettit leads over Tristan Murphy by 17 points. Goldfuss back by 168. Marco Samet back by 244. And Nico Katowski back by 324. David, let's talk about some of the highlights you're looking at here in the X30 Junior class.
Well, again, another class where we could have a third different winner. You mentioned Nathan Golseth, Travis Pettit, that have already picked up victories. But, I finally don't have to bet on Tristan Murphy winning again anymore because he's already got that first victory under his belt.
You were you were always in his corner. I'll say that.
Well, I figured this was the year he had to get one. You can't go 3 years in the junior ranks without winning. Come on.
Got so close so many times.
That's what I'm saying. So it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
So he's 17 points out. So you got to expect him to be going all in for victory. Marco Samet was a winner here at the Spring Nationals, so he could come through and pick up a win now, doing the double duty again. But you can also look at maybe the international guys. Lucas Palacio coming back with RPG, making a second start with USPKS on the year. Nico Katowski coming back from racing OK at the European Championship. So he ran the senior category over there. So he'll be coming back racing in the junior ranks here. But another one from Europe, or from racing internationally, Win Godchuk, the driver from Curacao, joining MPG Motorsports this weekend on the Kart Republic. He's going to be making his junior debut. Now, I haven't seen him in a few months. So is he going to be one of the short junior drivers, or has he gained a couple inches to fit that full size kart?
Yeah, right. Santiago Orioli as well in KA Junior. Who else are we looking at potentially? Guys like Braden Wagner, William Vitor's had a couple of good runs recently. It's a lot of times when we talk about what you've done recently, it's that momentum, right? A lot of these kids build momentum through the middle of the season. You're battling it out. You got a couple of good races. You have a good summer nats. You have a good. Let's say you went to the race at Newcastle, the Rotax event as well. You had a good run there. I think a lot of times for the younger guys, you get that momentum, and we talk about them running top 10. They can keep doing that, right? They keep breaking through, and for kids like William Vitor, Braden Wagner, just 13, Vitor 14. This is their time to start to shine here midway through the season.
Yeah, so I predict, that's my bet, is we're going to have a third different winner on the year. So we won't see Pettit, we won't see Golseth repeat and pick up a second win. So that's my prediction in this category.
I like the fact that we're seeing Win Godchuk make the move up to junior. I love that a lot. So I like seeing guys make the move up and make the debut. We'll see how it plays out. Let's go to KA Junior, presented by BBS Racing Engines. 31 entries in total. Travis Pettit and Colton Schniegenberg, race winners here on the season. It is, though, Nico Katowski as the point leader. Pettit sits second, back by 46. Goldseth much further back by 330. Santiago Orioli, 335. And Benja Fernandez, 345. David, you already mentioned Marco Samet, so let's lean into that a little bit. He did have a big weekend at the Spring Nats. Does having the success at the track like that, even with the weather potentially coming in, do you look at him as being, hey, maybe this is the guy that people are going to be running after?
I don't know. I think, again, this category is pretty much wide open every weekend you go to. So that's just a driver to kind of keep your eye on what he does. Obviously, Katowski and Pettit are in the championship chase. How are they going to approach this weekend? Are they looking for victories, or are they going to play it easy? Because you got Nathan Golseth, Santiago Orioli, and Benja Fernandez, who are looking to make up ground. So they're looking for big weekends. So, they could be stepping up the pace to try and get maximum points. Tristan Murphy hasn't quite had a good year in this category at USBKS, but could come through and score a win. Palacio doing double duty after I don't know if he did double duty at Newcastle or not. I'll have to double check that. But again, this one's a little bit more wide open, I think, than the X30 category.
You talked about people coming in with different storylines. I always say that, right? Everybody's got a different storyline. If you're coming in as a point leader, are you full on the attack, or are you sometimes managing? You're kind of quarterbacking your own weekend. Like, what do I need to do here? I'm gonna play off the guys that are around me. If you're trying to win a championship, right? If a guy that you're battling with has a horrible, heat race or whatever and goes to the back, maybe I can be a little more conservative in terms of being on the aggression side. But drivers like Pettit, like Katowski are going to be up on the wheel. And then a guy like Goldsmith, like you said, he's a long way back. All or nothing, right? Get in there and try to get some race wins.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the key element is again, every session matters. So you can make up a lot of ground just in one weekend. It doesn't have to be two. So again, and I think it's a best 3 out of 4. I can never remember that. I think that's what the format is. So yeah, they may have already a bad weekend. So this could be, having a good weekend here sets them up better for the finale weekend.
100%. Yeah. All right. Another break. In fact, it'll be our final break. When we come back after this, we're going to dive through KA Master, Shifter Masters, Mini, and Micro Swift. We'll cap off this edition of the OutLap after these messages. Parolin is among the winningest brands in the USA and around the world. The Parolin Le Mans full-size chassis for junior and senior classes and the Parolin Opportunity model for cadet divisions have earned success weekend after weekend at all the major championships and events in both the USA and throughout Europe. The Parolin chassis lineup also includes the Invader Shifter, along with the Daytona 4-cycle chassis and the Delfino Kid Kart. Karters can head to the ParolinUSA.com website, where the entire chassis line and parts are available to you, with shipping available all across North America. Parolin USA partners with several companies and race teams across the country to provide a strong dealer network to represent the brand locally and at the national level to support drivers throughout North America. Get on the chassis that's winning. Drive a Parolin. Fast, fair, and fun. Ignite Karting offers you all of that at an affordable price. Ignite Karting utilizes the spec Margay Ignite K3 chassis with a Briggs & Stratton 206 engine and the Hoosier R80 tire. Everyone in the rookie, junior, senior, heavy, and masters classes compete on the same Ignite K3 chassis, which puts all the emphasis squarely on driver development. Additionally, Ignite Karting is accessible at the local, regional, and national level. Special events for the season include the Ignite Majors that begin with the annual trip to the Daytona International Speedway as part of the WKA Daytona Kart Week, running in both the sprint and road racing events. Those in the Midwest can enjoy the regionally based Ignite Challenge, featuring 5 iconic facilities. Local club programs have also been established in states all across the country, Idaho to Texas, Nebraska to New York, with more tracks and clubs joining the Ignite Karting program. Be part of fast, fun, and great memories with Margay Racing at an Ignite track near you. All information on Ignite events and Ignite Kart packages, including dealers in your area, are available at ignitekarting.com. Get off the couch and onto the track this year. Ignite Karting. Fuel your passion. All right, back at it to cap off this edition of the EKN OutLap, which of course kicks off our EKN Trackside coverage of this coming weekend's United States Pro Kart Series event at the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati, the Ohio Grand Prix. David Cole will be there trackside, rolling in Thursday. Look for the Paddock Insider to get rolling on Friday. We'll start now with KA Master here in the final segment, presented by Nash Motorsports. David, 12 drivers in total in the combination categories of Master and Supermaster. Mike Rawlson getting the win coming out of the gate in the opening round. Mario Barrios, winner of round number 2. He is actually not in the championship fight at this point. Did he not run the opening weekend, Barrios?
Yeah, did not run the opening weekend. Don't have him on the entry list, so not sure if he'll be a walk-up or not.
So Mike Rawls leads the points coming in. Scott Falcone second. Scott Carapaletti in third. Paul Elefante in fourth. And Kim Carapaletti in fifth. Falcone and the Carapaletis are both Supermasters drivers. So everybody kind of interlinked because the Supermasters guys are pretty quick. Falcone may be an old man, as old as I am, but he can run up front, as we know. So looking forward to seeing what we see here this weekend.
Yeah, I wonder if he stayed over because he was racing the Cup Kart Summer Nationals there. So he might have stayed over to do back-to-back weekends. So he'll be fast. We'll see if Rollison does join the entry list. Oh, he is on the entry list.
He's on the entry list, yeah.
Okay, made sure of that just now. So those are kind of the contenders. Andy Kutcher is a local driver out of Westerville, Ohio. He knows this racetrack very well and is very fast here. So he could be the kind of the spoiler for the regulars in the field.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's move through to the Shifter Masters category. Just 3 drivers in the Shifter Masters class. Brad Danoff and Dan Chandler are the winners so far on the season. Danoff with the point lead over Yevgeny Penenko. Dan Chandler, Dominic Mosseri, and Brian Chatfield, the 5 drivers in the top 5 in points. But David, as we had mentioned, only 3 drivers set up to go here in the Masters and Super Masters category. Penenko in Masters, Danoff, and Larry Pegram going to run here. Good to see Larry back at it. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was at Mid-Ohio last weekend on a super bike or some kind of a bike race at the Moto America race at Mid-Ohio. Back into the Shifter this coming weekend. That I like. That's a Paddock insider.
Probably gearing up for the Super Nationals. We talked to him there at the Summer Nationals, and he voiced his opinion on not having the Master Shifter in the lineup. And luckily, everybody got that announcement this past Thursday of the class rejoining. I definitely probably a warm up for Vegas in November.
No doubt about it. He loves the racetrack. He runs for Trinity Karting Group as well, so that's the home base. So both he and Riley will be behind the wheel of their shifters this coming weekend. Let's go to Mini Swift, David, presented by Parolin Motorsport USA. 26 entries in the Mini Swift category. Dutch Westbrook and Jake Manalio, the winners on the season so far. Mason Brody leads the points over Brody Stoffel by 105. Westbrook at 160. Slate Harrell coming off that FZ65 win, at the RMC Trophy Final, 187 points back. Manalio 324 back with one rough race. Win Gottschalk's back, Dave. Let's see, or Zev Gottschalk rather. Let's talk about the lineup of drivers here for Mindy this weekend.
Yeah, and Harrell coming off getting the Rotax Grand Finals ticket as well, too, the Mini Max category for second place. So, double podium day for him back at last weekend at Newcastle. So we'll see, kind of like the Malkit thing. We'll see if the high continues or if there's a downswing in that momentum for them. Westbrook,
I doubt it.
Westbrook was supposed to be at the Rotax race, did not show up. So I believe they were saving stuff for this weekend. But yeah, he's third in the championship behind the 2 Nitro Kart drivers of Mason Brody and Brody Stoffel. So he's chasing the Brodies.
That's it, right? Other drivers to watch. We already talked about Jake Manalio a little bit. Zev Gottschalk coming back from some overseas racing. Hudson Howard has really stepped forward to be one of the guys that likes to run up front. I always say that Hudson likes to lead because it seems like anytime I'm calling him and he's third or second, he's always trying to get to the lead. He had a really good run as well at Newcastle. David came up short, an issue with the rear hub sliding in, I think you said. But he's just having great weekend after great weekend. Hudson is.
Yeah, that cost him a chance at the victory last weekend. So redemption is certainly going to be on his mind going into this weekend.
Liam Francisco, Aiden Go, a couple other drivers we've talked about a lot. There's some good drivers here in the Mini Swift class. So we'll see if we come up with a new winner on the season as well. Westbrook and Manalio with victories thus far. All right, we'll wrap things up with Micro Swift, presented by Team Ferris Racing. 16 entries coming in. Trey Sanders and Liam Francisco, the winners on the year so far. It is actually Jack Katowski as the leader in the points by 110 over Francisco. Bo Wyatt back by 164. Trey Sanders by 171. And Franco Schiavo, 320 back. David, he sits fourth in points right now, but based on your notes, we're not seeing a Trey Sanders on the entry list.
Yeah, no Trey Sanders on the entry list. We'll see if he's a walk-up or not. I think he headed back to California, so not sure if they'll be racing this weekend. So that leaves basically Kotowski, Francisco, and Wyatt as the top contenders in the championship. Franco Schiavo back by 320. He's going to need to have a solid weekend at MCC to get back into the chase.
You know, one driver who's been very strong over the last couple of weekends, at least that I've been watching, I've been talking about him a lot. I've been able to make sure I got the name pronounced correctly. So it means I am talking about him a lot. Xander and I were on the weekend. That's Liam Compatiello for Ryan Perry Motorsports. Feels like he's getting a lot of big momentum here midway through the season.
Yeah, he could be the spoiler where we get a third different winner in this category as well. With Sanders not there, Francisco's the only one that can repeat as a winner on the 2026 season, but Compatiello, Kotowski hasn't won yet. Dusty Strayer hasn't won yet. He's not in the championship chase. Yeah. And Wyatt hasn't won here yet either as well too. So yes, I again, my money is on a third different winner in this category.
Yeah, Bo Wyatt coming off a championship in the SCUSA Pro Tour in the micro class, David. There's momentum there too. He looks very, very good at the Summer Nationals. Again, it's all about momentum coming into this weekend, and there's lots of guys I think that are riding highs in terms of confidence and success.
For sure, and you need that as young drivers, such as the Micro Swift drivers are.
David, wrap things up for us here. For those who are obviously listening to the podcast, want to follow the coverage throughout the weekend of this weekend's USPKS Ohio Grand Prix. Where are they going? What are you doing? Any plans? Fill us in.
Well, where else but ekartingnews.com to keep up to date. Again, we'll have everything on the social media platforms as always. We'll do our Paddock Insider on Friday, along with qualifying graphics for those that do set the scene and set the lineups for the heat races on Saturday. Be sure to follow us on the platforms. Hashtag EKN at USPKS, hashtag USPKS, hashtag OhioGP, and hashtag MCC. Again, we'll hopefully stay dry. We'll see about that. And again, our continued coverage of the United States Pro Kart Series for what is it? 14th season of the program.
Question. Are you going back to Joe's Pizza Napoli for pizza?
Ooh, yes, because I was
a little jealous. I'm telling you this.
We're not staying next to it, but I will gladly drive back down one exit to be there. I did tell you about Roosters. That's actually where we're staying next to. So I'll definitely be stopping there one night.
All right.
Yes. So going to Joe's, I'll probably take Allie, maybe Mike Smith as well. We do our Saturday night evening dinner together. So we'll see about that. So definitely have those two places locked in. And then we'll see what happens Sunday night. If it's dry or wet.
So here's the thing, folks. David Cole on his third straight weekend. He doesn't usually do 3 weekends in a row. I don't make him do that. So if you see him at the track, give him a hug. If you got a red cup full of something, a solo cup, I'm sure he'd be thrilled if that happened as well. And maybe join him to go to Joe's Pizza, because Joe's Pizza Napoli is fantastic.
Yes, I feel that might be more of a Friday.
Yep.
Because it's we can sit on a patio. I think the patio is a better spot for that.
If it's cool enough, yeah.
If it's cool enough, exactly. So I think that might be a good stop. And Roosters on Saturday after probably getting soaking wet on the racetrack all day.
And a Waffle House stop for sure.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? So I
got to bring people to and from the airport. I'm being a nice guy, so I don't know if that's going to happen.
What a shame. Jeez. All right.
I will say we made the wrong decision. We went to Cracker Barrel on Monday.
What?
I won't say with who, so I don't throw them under the bus. But yeah, I will say he did say Waffle House is best to go to at 3:00 in the morning. So I
understand that.
So they knew it. They understand it, but we definitely should have went to Waffle House.
You have chosen poorly.
Yes.
All right, folks, coverage coming up. First thing Friday morning. Dave's banging out a couple of podcasts here. We just actually finished up the debrief from the Rotax Trophy Final. That's got to get prepped on the EKN Radio Network. He's got to get this one done. The preview of the entire weekend's coming. David, flat out, all the way through. Buy him a cocktail for me, please, on Sunday evening when everything's all said and done, so we can get back in the office clean and green on Monday afternoon. Maybe give him a day off or two here and there. Folks, thoughts, Dave? You're
I was going to say, I land 3 p.m. Monday. So, yes, I will be in the office Tuesday morning.
Yeah, or yes. And then take Friday off for sure. 100% Friday off the following week. Because thank God you've got 5 weekends off to get back at it, get some sleep. So, because it's been a run for sure for D. Cole. Folks, enjoy the coverage that David will be providing all weekend long. Looking forward to, as I said, I'm going to Portland for the United States, or pardon me, the USF Pro Championships. Excited to get out there for USF 2000, USF Pro 2000. So many kart racers that we've followed throughout the many years running in the ladder program that is the USF Pro Championships. But the USPKS back on track this weekend at the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati for the Ohio Grand Prix. Full coverage on ekartingnews.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. On behalf of David Cole, my name is Rob Howden. Bye for now.